What's up, Bulls fan? I know I had just made a video on that, but I wanted to make another one just specifically talking about Zach LaVine. You know what I mean? Mostly Zach LaVine. Because, like I said, we got Chris Dunn coming back, and the ball's going to be taken out of his hand a lot more than, you know what I'm saying, than it has been so far this season. And I was just thinking, like, LaVine, I know, everybody's got their own criticism, and, he's probably working on his game as we speak. But I really feel like, he needs to really start working on his catch and shoot game. You know what I mean? Like a Kyle Korver, like a Rip Hamilton, mostly. That's on Rip Hamilton, like Rip used to do. You know what I'm saying? Well, Rip get that ball. As soon as he touch it, it's going up. You know that. You can count on that. You know what I'm saying? He come off that screen, he gonna catch it, and he gonna put it in the basket because you not checking him tight enough. He got an open shot. You know what I'm saying? With LaVine, you see LaVine come, he catches the ball, and the first thing he does is put it on the floor. You know what I mean? Most like almost every time he touched the ball, he puts it on the floor. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's cool sometimes. But it's one of them things where it's like, bro, if every time you know what I'm saying, you catch the ball, you trying to make a little move, you know what I'm saying, you trying to do something extra. It's one of them things where you overcomplicating your game. You know what I mean? You overcomplicating it. You can shoot. So just pull up and shoot. You're faster than most of them. So let's run off a screen, catch the ball open, and shoot. Now, I could tell he doesn't like, I don't guess he works on that particular aspect just specifically. You know what I mean? A lot like Kyle Korver and those guys do. JJ Redick, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying he's those guys because he's better than them, in my opinion. I think he could be better than them. He can put the ball on the floor. He can get to the hole. And Rip Hamilton wasn't the type of player that could do that. But with Zach, like you got a point guard. So you don't have to have the ball in your hands. You're not Russell Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be Russell Westbrook or James Harden because you have a point guard. You know, you gotta be able to fit into the offense. You know what I'm saying? And that game that Zach likes to play, it really doesn't fit into the offense. Like last night, you saw him taking a lot of. Well, I don't know if it was last night, but throughout the season, saw him taking a lot of just step back fadeaways. Like first off, step back is probably one of the hardest shots to make. And then you throw a fadeaway into that. Fadeaway is probably another one of the hardest shots to make. So now you combine two of the hardest shots to make. You know what I mean? Like, come on. When you already got the pressure of keeping your team in the game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I really feel like Zach could benefit from just, you know, I don't know if he should work with a guy like Rip Hamilton, but guys like that. You know what I mean? Guys in that mode that can work off the screen and catch and shoot. Because that's where he's really gonna be most deadly. You know what I'm saying? When he's coming off the screen, catching and shooting, boom, as soon as he touches it, they know it's going up, or at least they got the threat or the fear that it's going up. You know what I'm saying? He's finna pull this. Now the pump fake is a legitimate, you know what I'm saying, threat. You pump fake, you step to the side, you take that shot. You know what I mean? I think he's got to start getting a lot more simpler shots. You know what I'm saying? He works real hard for bad shots. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of one of them Kyrie Irving things, you know what I'm saying, where you work super hard to get a bad shot, and if you make it, it's because you're a real good player, but you're not a real smart player. You know what I mean? You taking the hardest shot on the court every time, and the only time that's just something to brag about is when you do it consistently. When you can consistently drop 30, 40 points doing that, and your team's winning. But it's just something to think about. I know his defense still suffering. He still needs to improve, but he is improving. You know what I mean? Year to year, he's improving. So you got to take that at his value. Next year he'll be a better defensive player. But I really hope that he can develop his catch and shoot game. You know what I mean? Where he's just catching it, pulling it, because the way he elevates for his jumper, the way he's blazing fast. He can get around the screens. Once he learns and masters that part of the game, he's gonna be able to get around the screens, get open whenever. And you got guys like marketing, what I mean, other guys who are gonna be able to shoot the ball as well, where you can't just hone in on them. Wendell Carter's shooting is probably gonna improve, and you just got other guys that are coming up. So you know, I feel like yeah, if he could just add that to his game or really kind of more so focus on that part of his game because like I say, he works real hard for a lot of bad shots. You know what I'm saying? And when you got just a team full of guys who like to take bad shots, Jabari Parker, it makes it harder to win. Justin Holiday, it makes it harder to win games when you just, especially when you got lackluster talent that's doing it. Now Zach is the best of those guys that's doing it, but it's not a good thing. Like you wouldn't want to see Kobe Bryant sit there and take step back fadeaways all game, especially when he's just like he didn't set up the shot right or anything. You know what I'm saying? He's just going into the motion and doing some basketball moves. I mean, it's the NBA, bro. You got to come with a more efficient version of yourself. So, it's just something it came to my mind. It's like, I wish he would do that because looking at his talent versus those guys' talent, those guys maximize a lot more. You know what I mean? They maximize a lot more of their talent than Zach is seeming to be able to do. And part of that's coaching. I mean, a lot of that's coaching, but I can't say let's give Mark Jackson enough. And they might have talked with Mark Jackson for all I know. Sometimes these coaches just don't want to. They don't want to deal with a young team or a team that they don't feel like has the potential to be, whatever. And sometimes they just don't. They're not impressed with the numbers you bring in. So whichever one it is, we need to get it together because the Jim Boylan thing. To say we're going into next year with him as well, that's kind of you disrespecting the fans, if anything. Like, can we look for a coach first, please? Can we all look for a coach together? Like, for real. So, that's all I got, man.